Oh my gosh, your teenagers won't stop arguing. What are you going to do about it? That is today's question on Tips on Teens. My name is Kent Toussaint. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist, and I specialize in helping kids, teens, and families live happier lives. I run two organizations, the Group Private Practice Teen Therapy Center and the nonprofit organization Child and Teen Counseling, both here in Woodland Hills, California. Every Wednesday at noon, I join you on Facebook Live to answer your parenting questions. Let's jump into today's. My kids, 14 and 15, will not stop fighting, and it's driving us all up a wall. They are constantly bickering over any and every little thing. Everyone keeps saying they'll outgrow it eventually, but honestly, I don't know if our family can take it anymore. What can we do to make them get along? Nothing. There's nothing you can do to make them get along. Now, you can influence it. You can't make anyone do anything. I know this kind of splitting hairs, but I just want to set the record straight that there is no finger snap solution to this problem. My hunch is this issue has probably been going on for a long time, many years. They're kind of entrenched in this way of communicating in this relationship, and it's going to take a while to help get them out. There's a lot of bad habits probably entrenched in here. There's a lot of reasons why this could be happening. Again, having been doing it for a long time, is this the family dynamic? Is this how they watched their parents get along? Maybe the parents are divorced and they don't get along and they fight all the time. Maybe not. Maybe the parents get along great. There also could be other issues. Are there some processing delays, which makes it difficult to connect? Anyways, I'm going to talk about this in a slightly different angle, in a different way. I want to talk about a common reason why teenagers will bicker and fight. And it's the same reason that many couples, married couples, bicker and fight. Now, this is a generalization. I understand that. But go with me on this and see if this makes sense to you. So a married couple, they start kind of drifting apart, and they're not talking as much, and they're not connecting as much. And so what happens is this big ravine between them gets unbearable, and they don't know how to cross it, or they don't trust the other person to cross with them. So what they do is they start picking and poking and antagonizing and trying to control, right? And this creates arguments, because the arguing is unconsciously more preferential than the cold distance. And because at least there's the connection. I'm not saying it's a healthy connection, but at least there's a connection through the bickering. And I think oftentimes teenagers will do the same thing. They will bicker and fight because they don't know how to connect with one another. They don't trust. They can be cool with their friends because they trust their friends, but they don't trust their little brother or their big sister or whatever combination of that there is. And the more we can start teaching these siblings empathy, and again, this is, a slow, steady process. This is not a finger snap solution. They will start understanding how to connect with each other more. And some of that will come with maturity, but some of that is you intervening. Now, do you need to intervene every time? No, you don't. But if the interactions are getting verbally and physically violent, you probably do need to step in because it's creating trauma that is hard to repair. Kids are going to bicker, but if it's going out of control, you may need to step up your game outside of, hey, you guys need to calm down, talk quietly, and figure this out on your own. If it's getting to the point where really harsh language is being used, or threats, or physical violence, you need to step in. And you may need to step in sometimes separately and together. It's going to depend on the situation. But one of the ways that I've found helping kids relate to the other one is, let's say you've got a big sister, little brother thing. You talk to little sister without little brother there. And you say, hey, if you had a big brother, what would you like him to be? If you could design your perfect big brother, who would that be? And she would talk about how smart he'd be and funny and accepting, and he'd listen, and he'd drive her places, all of those things that a 15-year-old would want a big brother to be. And then you say, well, would you ever want to be that kind of big sister as your little brother? And at first she'll say, no, because he's annoying, right? And you have to help her look past just annoying. Because if someone's just annoying, then they have no humanity, they have no value. And that's very one-dimensional look of a person. And at 15, it may be difficult to look past that. But it's helping her get past that. And one of the ways is to make sure that she doesn't feel like in some way you're favoring her brother. You always step in to save the brother from her, and then she's like, see, you favor him, which makes him even more demonized. And again, you can flip it around for the little brother, big sister, or any other combination there is. So it's really important that you demonstrate empathy, not only towards your kids, but to your partner, to your ex-spouse. How do you take the high road? And again, it's a tough thing to ask anyone to do, especially when you're getting, attacked by your ex-spouse. If you take the high road, your kids will eventually see it. Maybe not in the beginning. Again, all this situation, this is a marathon, and eventually you will help them to connect. But if you're looking for the quick snap answer, there isn't one, and there never will be one. You can try to just separate them, but they will find ways. They will find ways to go into this room and steal stuff and poke at each other or say snarky comments. And, so we have to find some way to help them come together through empathy and demonstrating empathy. And even when you don't agree with one of your kids' point of view, show empathy for their perspective and how they feel. And that will help them listen to you. And if they're listening to you, maybe, just maybe, she'll listen to her little brother or he'll listen to his big sister, right? It's a complicated issue. And if it's getting to the point where it's getting beyond your capability because they don't want to listen to you because you're their parents, maybe it's helpful if you get a therapist to intervene. It's kind of what we do. It's kind of our specialty, is helping bridge the gaps and helping people get along and connect with one another, especially, child and teen therapists. It's kind of what we do. Anyways, thank you for tuning in. We love your questions. Keep them coming. Again, my name is Kent Toussaint from Teen Therapy Center and Challenge Teen Counseling. If you'd like your question answered, you can direct messages here on Facebook, or you can email us at tipsonteens@teentherapycenter.com. Thanks again. Have a great week. I'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye.